Hi everyone, I'm Tina Nguyen. I'm the founder of XXL Scrunchie, and today I'm beyond excited to share my journey with you and the 6 income streams I've built over the last 4.5 years as a small business owner. I'm gonna dive into what's worked, what hasn't, and some lessons I've learned along the way.
Hi YouTube, I'm going fishing now.
Whether you're a fellow entrepreneur or dreaming of starting your own business, or just curious about the ways you could grow, my hope is that this story will spark inspiration and show you how many opportunities are out here. But let's rewind a little bit. I launched XXL Scrunchie almost 5 years ago in January 2020. I started out in my tiny studio apartment, moved to my parents' living room, then their basement, and then we got our first warehouse, and now this is where our second current warehouse is. And I've been running XXL full-time for the last 4.5 years. It still feels surreal to be doing what I love and making a living from it. Before we get into the details, just a heads up, I won't be covering any of the legal stuff since laws vary everywhere. Today is all about the fun, creative side, my 6 income streams. By the way, in case you're new here, right now I'm just elasticing scrunchies that we've cut and sewn ourselves at our warehouse because we're really running low on this color. To elastic a scrunchie, you need your bodkin, elastic, scrunchie tube, and scissors. All right, let's start with my primary and first income stream as a small business owner, which is selling my products, like our handmade scrunchies. We sell directly to customers through my website, xxlandco.com. This model is often called direct to consumer, DTC. That means when a customer places an order, we fulfill it ourselves with our products here. We ship right from our warehouse to their doorstep. What makes this so meaningful to me, and I think why we have such a great community, is because we hand make all of our scrunchies ourselves. They all have a story after them. Like this one is named the Mads, from one of the girls that used to work here before she went off to university. She was one of my first hires, and this is her favorite color. We also hand make all of our satin pillowcases and dog bandanas from start to finish. Some of our fabric comes from Toronto, and then my family and I and my team get to work on it. My mom or uncle, aka Cindy's dad, cut the fabric. Cindy's parents also sew, or Courtney sews it, or I sew it into these tubes. We elastic it, like I'm doing right now, and then we have to seam it. My dad trims those little threads off and staples the tag, and then we count it and put it back into our inventory wall. And just like that, we have XXL, mini, XXS scrunchies, satin pillowcases, dog bandanas, ready to go. Of course, not everything is handmade by us. For items like our hair cloths, our beach towels, and our clothing, we have manufacturers or my neighbors at GLI have printed and do some of our clothing items. But as any small business owner knows, having a website isn't enough. You could have a website, but if you don't post or share about it, how are people gonna find it? That's where my social media journey comes in. I love sharing our behind the scenes. I post about everything on our socials, like what my mom made me for lunch, how my dad helps my small business. 1 year Bruce, my dog's anniversary since we brought him home. We moved houses. I post and share everything online, sometimes even twice a day. And not only that, we email our subscribers important information like launch details. We just sold out a first round of advent calendars. Mainly, I let people know through our emails and posting on our Instagram stories and posting reels and shorts and TikToks on our channels. But I launched it and announced it within 3 days and it sold out. So that is the power of marketing. But not just any marketing. I would say we post more authentic. And that approach just kind of came naturally to me because I document what we do rather than create. And that's helped me build a community that's just as passionate about scrunchies and cute hair accessories as we are. And a little tip, being consistent and authentic have been way more effective for me than obsessing about algorithms or someone else's trending videos and trying to recreate it. When I first started, I didn't know exactly what I was doing, but through a lot of trial and error, I've since built quite a supportive community online just by showing up as myself. So don't forget, being you is your superpower. Of course, getting people to find my website involved more than social media. I have a customer that has purchased, her name's Brittany. Hey Brittany, she purchased over 120 orders from my store, and she discovered me because she Googled, I think, big scrunchies back in like 2021. My website is SEO optimized, meaning there's tons of keywords and blog posts on there, descriptions to help customers find me if they were to do a Google search. It's all about using the right words and terms so people can find you. My background was in web design, so I do have quite a bit of experience and knew about this, but if you need help setting up your website, feel free to reach out to my friend Lauren at Clo Design Studio. She helped set up my website when I was a bit too occupied to relaunch it on Shopify. Highly recommend her. She's helped many small business owners. If you've been following my journey with XXL Scrunchie, you know it's been a wild ride, especially the last 4.5 years. There have been so many incredible moments, but also my fair share of challenges, especially when I first started out. That's why I'm so excited to talk about today's video sponsor, Build Your Store, or BYS. BYS is honestly a game changer. They use AI to build a complete Shopify store for you in less than 2 minutes. Yep, you heard that right, less than 2 minutes. And it's completely free, which is so amazing if you're trying to save every penny just like I was in the beginning. The way it works is super simple. You choose a niche like clothing, accessories, or home goods, and BYS does the rest. It builds a fully optimized store ready to go with everything you need. And here's the best part. BYS connects you with AutoDS, a platform with millions of products and trusted suppliers, even Amazon, so you never have to buy inventory up front. AutoDS handles the tough logistics, shipping, fulfillment, and even refunds, so you can focus on what really matters: growing your business. BYS automatically adds trending products to your store so you're not wasting any time guessing what's gonna sell. When I first started XXL Scrunchie, I spent hours researching products and figuring out all the details. BYS makes it so much easier. I honestly wish something like this existed back when I was building my store from the ground up. So if you're just getting started or looking to expand, BYS is a lifesaver. You can check out Build Your Store by using the link in the description. It'll give you a beautiful, functional store and a head start on your journey. I often get asked, what should I start selling? Honestly, there's no right or wrong answer. It depends on what you love and what you personally want or what you personally use. I started with scrunchies because I used them. I thought they were super cute. And when I made a big one for my cousin at the time, I only made it big because she has so much hair. And that's how XXL Scrunchie all began back in the day. But I did just start out with scrunchies, and now we have different size scrunchies, hair clips, we have tote bags with my artwork on it. You can just start with one thing and you can always mix it up. Like, we've even had some flops. Like right now we launched this cute bride rhinestone hair claw clip, which is very specific to brides, and we're not a bride store, but they haven't been doing as well as I thought. So there's always lessons to be learned, even like being 4.5 years old. So just know that your first product does not define you. Don't put too much pressure on what you start with, because you can always change things up. You have the freedom to remove, add products. That's what's so fun about being a small business owner. You call all the shots. So my advice, just put out what feels right, put yourself out there, and you'll figure it out along the way, just like I did. My second stream of income is wholesale. Wholesale is when other businesses buy my products at a discounted price and they resell it at the full price. They buy in bulk, which is why they get such a discount. It's a win-win because I get a big sale, that business makes a profit from selling my products, and you reach their customer base organically by being in their store. They might not be on Instagram or social media, or they might be and they might not see your page, but then you reach them through being in that store. It's honestly such a win-win and highly recommend doing wholesale if anyone has approached you or if you're thinking of approaching others. One of my favorite wholesale clients is obviously my cousin, Ann Land, the owner of Vitality Beauty Company in Thunder Bay. She will order scrunchies and I'll give, the range is usually 30 to 50% off the retail price, depending on the size of the order. For a wholesale customer's first order, I also give them free scrunchie holders. So they have a nice display to help display my products and essentially help sell them better. I like to make their first experience special because it means so much. They wanna sell me in their store to their customers and helps to build a hopefully lasting relationship. Now, how did I get my first wholesale client? Well, my cousin was my first wholesale client only because I gifted her one and she told me to start it as a business. So that was pretty lucky and she's family. After that, I reached out myself to 2 local salons that I've had previous relationships with because before I was a mural artist, I've done work with them. And since my cousin, she wanted them in her salon, I thought these 2 business owners would want us in their salon as well. I remember I just took a photo on the floor of the scrunchies that I did have ready and I asked, do you want to buy these? Would you be interested? And I got an immediate yes. And each of them said like they wanted 30. And then just like that, I had 60 scrunchies to make all by myself. Sometimes it's just a really simple ask. If you don't ask, you may not receive. Since then, more businesses have approached me and we now have a form you can fill out on our website to inquire about wholesale. We actually had to shut it down at one point in the last 4.5 years because I didn't have enough inventory to keep up with online sales and our current wholesale list at the time. And I remember one business was not happy about that. So make sure you keep open lines of communication to your wholesale clients if suddenly you can't replenish for them, because then they rely on thinking you can ship to them anytime. But if it's explained at the beginning, you're handmade, and sometimes there's like a time off block where you can't order, they'll have to understand because you got to put your business first, right? How I handle wholesale orders now, if someone inquires on our site and we accept them, I actually made a really cute PDF that gives them all the info about what they need about our products, pricing, and exactly how to place their first order and what they'll get with it. Infographics makes all that information easier to digest. And it's just more fun to read than a plain email. If I were to approach a store now, I would send them that PDF and I would also do a little research about them and figure out why we would be a perfect fit and let them know that, just to make it seem more personable, because it is like a big deal for a store to buy your items and sell to their customers. I also have a little lesson on rejection. It's not always gonna be smooth sailing, and I have been rejected from stores. Lots of people do send applications and then I do send them back this PDF, but not everyone replies back. And back in the day before I had the PDF, I had my friend Lauren, again from Clo Design Studio. She approached some businesses with my scrunchies and I think 2 of them said no because the stitching wasn't up to par. I was mortified. I remember I wanted to cry. I was so embarrassed that she even wasted her time to pitch my business. And I was like, oh no, like no one's gonna want me if they said no. But I took it as a learning experience. I slowed down, learned to not rush because I was really rushing making scrunchies at the time. I can admit the stitching was probably bad and I don't blame them for saying no. So I started to really focus on the quality and kept going. Rejection isn't the end. Imagine I let them stop me that one time. We wouldn't even be here right now. So just remember, having an updated social media presence and website is key, because if you approach a wholesaler through email, they'll probably look you up, just like I look up other people that approach us. Wholesale has been an incredible way to grow XXL Scrunchie. Reach new audiences, build amazing relationships with other business owners. It's just all about putting yourself out there, staying true to your story, and sharing the products that you believe in. My third income stream is YouTube. Hello, AdSense money. My videos on YouTube are monetized, and that means I get paid for views. I'll be honest, when I first started, I thought you had to be like a big deal to be on YouTube. I never imagined it would be such a huge part of my growth. I actually only started my channel because at the time you couldn't make a TikTok video longer than 1 minute, and we just renovated my parents' basement to work in it, and I wanted to share a sewing studio tour tour. So that's why I made a vlog, because it could be long enough to share everything I wanted to share. From that video, things just took off and I was like, wow, people actually watch my YouTube videos. It's been an amazing way for people to find us, discover our small business. It's played such a role in growing XXL Scrunchie, and I've gotten so many messages that my videos have inspired others to start, and that makes me feel so happy because I love that I can help and inspire others, because if I can do what I love and enjoy and share my tips, my journey, and that helps someone else's dream come true too, that is just full circle. Now, let's quickly go over YouTube monetization requirements, because that milestone felt huge for me. I felt like I could do anything after that. To start earning from YouTube, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time over the past 12 months. At first, it felt like such a hurdle, but with consistency and all of you cheering me on, we've made it. We also received our YouTube plaque, which is hanging up at the front of my warehouse. So if you're working towards those numbers, don't give up. It's absolutely possible. I started out by posting one video a week, which is a lot, but based on my YouTube research, that was like the golden way to grow, essentially. It's all about consistency on every platform. Consistency seems to be like the key player in all of it. I'm also manifesting this out loud now. My next goal is hopefully 1 million on YouTube one day. My 12-year-old self would be screaming, so proud and happy, almost like in shock, like I wouldn't have believed it. I started my channel in November 2020, and I just share days in the life, behind the scenes, lots of packing orders, because that's a lot of what we do, and it's really satisfying for us, and I guess you guys to watch it as well. And it's easy to film. Once I started to share more of my tips and advice, which I remember in my first sit down talking video was like social media tips. It's like half an hour, and I remember thinking, no one's gonna want to listen to that. But I wrote out notes in a notepad and just thought I would share it. I don't know what I was thinking back then. And it really resonated with a lot of people. Sharing my tips online, just like what I'm doing in this video too, are the kinds of videos I love to make and share. I also just wanted to show like the reality of what it was like running a small business from my house with my parents' help in our first warehouse. It was just so fun to share and keep updated, and I know my grandma watches these vlogs too. Hi, Mawai. So I wanted to keep her in the loop as well. She's like 2.5 hours away from me. So it's kind of like almost home videos for my friends and family of what goes on, because it takes so much more to run a business than you think. You don't really know what it's like to be in someone's shoes. And as the channel grew, it became this wonderful, unexpected source of income for my small business. Not only with the AdSense money coming in just from views, but people discovering us and then heading over to our shop from our YouTube videos. When I explain it to people, they're like, really? YouTube? And I'm like, yes, it's an amazing community over here. And now let's talk about the magic of YouTube Shorts. Once you're also eligible for monetization, you can now earn ad revenue from YouTube Shorts. YouTube has just opened doors for me I never dreamed of. Most small businesses are on Instagram and TikTok nowadays. But if you've ever considered starting a YouTube channel, I'd say go for it. It's just another way to promote your products, your story, your content, get more eyes on your business. It's an incredible platform to build a community, trust me. And sometimes the personality behind the shop is just as powerful as the shop itself. The main reason I think I started to share more tips and tricks video is because I started getting a lot of DMs and questions like, hey, how did you start your business? I'm interested too. And for me, to respond to a question like that, typing, I would need to type you a novel, but that's just not possible. So I decided to make these videos because now when people ask, I can share the videos in hopes they'll watch and get the answers that they were hoping to get from me. Here's a little peek into my analytics. My top performing video was my dream paper tape from No Issue Co. When I unboxed my paper tape, it's gotten over 12 million views, and that video alone, less than 60 seconds, brought in over 20,000 subscribers. Another fan favorite, me packing Anna's 92 item order, and yes, she was a real customer. That one has 11 million views. And I love that with YouTube, it doesn't just go viral right away, it just slowly grows. Next year, the video could pop off again. It doesn't just disappear after it goes viral once, or if it goes viral, or if it doesn't go viral right away. I know there's hope in the future. And what I found is my best performing videos aren't necessarily like the products themselves, but the behind the scenes of running a small business, how we make the products, who makes the products, who helps, my struggles, if I've ordered the wrong fabric, what did I do? People just love seeing the real raw moments, and I love sharing them because it's not all like easy and happy, and it's not always straightforward. Like running a small business isn't always like this. There's lots of dips, and I like sharing them because I know we all experience them too. Social media is more fake these days, so I like to try to share that we all go through the struggles too. It's not all 100-day sales, 100 order sales every single day. We have slow days too, so just remember that. My fourth income stream is brand deals. This has been a huge part of my journey and something I never thought possible being a small business owner. Like, I sell my own products. Why would another business want me to promote their products when I promote my own products? This world didn't really exist back in the day, and now there's this like small business owner, content influencer hybrid mix. And I love that I get to partner with brands that I actually love and that I actually use too, or I get introduced to new ones. I'm like, wow, this could be very useful for my small business and my audience. So what exactly are brand deals? They're partnerships where I get to work with amazing companies that usually approach me offering a certain rate, like a payment, to insert an ad maybe into my video, or make a dedicated TikTok, dedicated Instagram, post on my story and link it back to them. And I try to only work with brands that align with my values, because if I wouldn't use it, why would I share it? One of my absolute favorite partnerships that I can think of off the top of my head has been with Shopify. That's the platform we host our website on. It's nice to be able to talk about tools that I genuinely rely on and have them recognize me and also want me to share their brand. What's really exciting is when you're sharing the brand, they're also sharing you. So it's kind of like a win-win situation, because then again, you get eyes back on your products. Plus, again, amazing way to diversify and add to your income streams to help grow your small business. Now you might be wondering, like, how do I get these brand deals? This is what worked for me, and hope it can work for you too. Number one is growing your social media presence, because that's how brands found me, and you'll get paid more for your bigger following, because then the brand is getting its ad in front of more eyes. But even with the smaller following, you can still do it. As my social media grew, I started getting emails in my inboxes, and I remember seeing these numbers and being like, they want to pay me to say this and make this TikTok? It was wild at first. But when you start to show up consistently in your journey, engage with your followers, brands start to notice. People and brands can tell you're being authentic, and then they'll naturally want to work with you. And that's why you should post whatever you want and whatever feels authentic to you, because brands might not just look at your follower count. They want to see your personality and your values. I post about my puppy dog Bruce. There could be a dog brand or a way I could incorporate Bruce into an ad deal, but they might not never know about that, might not never know if I never posted about Bruce. So you never know what opportunities could come from what you're holding back on sharing. And you could start small and tag the brands that you love. In the beginning, I started tagging brands I genuinely loved and things I used. This helps you get in the radar in a natural way. Tagging a product or giving a shout out is a great way to show your appreciation for the product and even introduce your audience to it, just authentically, out of pure kindness. This could lead to initial conversations and then gifted collabs, and then you could slowly work your way up to those paid brand deals. An idea that you could do right now: make your top 5 favorite Shopify apps in a video, or share your top 5 tools you use at your small business, where you bought them from, what the brand is. You also should build relationships and put yourself out there. Networking is incredibly powerful. I actually have a brand manager now who reaches out on my behalf to get those deals instead of me just waiting for them to come in my inbox. And I met her online. So don't be afraid to connect with people through LinkedIn, social media, Instagram or TikTok, YouTube. Building those relationships can open so many doors. And having someone in your corner like a brand manager is such a game changer. Finally, I'm gonna sound like a broken record. We're talking about this again, but consistency is key. Keep showing up, creating content, scheduling that content. Building brand partnerships doesn't happen overnight. Building a business doesn't really happen overnight either, but you'll start building trust when you just keep showing up. Like you'll build trust in not only yourself, but with your community online. Remember, your unique voice and story are what make you so special, so keep shining. You never know who's watching and who might pop into your inbox next. My fifth stream of income, let's talk about it. Affiliate links. Now this isn't a big part, but it's like a small part. I thought I'd bring it up because it is a big part for some people. I just don't try as hard in this area. But I do have a Amazon storefront set up, and if you buy from my links, then I get a small commission if you purchase from that link. So those are what affiliate links are. Lots of people have an LTK, like to know it. I also have that. So if you buy clothes that I've worn and I posted, I also get small commission from that. But that one is like, I don't even know if I made any money from that one. Again, I don't post consistently on there, but if I did, I'm sure it would have made a better commission. The best part about affiliate links though are you share things you truly and genuinely are already using. And I'm just grateful when you guys trust my recommendations as well. And if you're thinking about starting affiliate links, I would do it way sooner because I wish I just had it set up and easy and ready to go, easily shareable to people, because lots of people ask me like, where'd you get this? Where'd you get that? And if I just had it all ready to go, easily organized for people, I definitely could have made more. Oh no, I tied this one too tight, I think. Oh, I have to cut it. My sixth and final stream of income, believe it or not, speaking events. I say believe it or not because when I was in grade 5, I remember having to write a speech and I tried to lose my voice the night before because I was terrified of speaking in front of my class. And I remember in all my university projects and videos where I had to do a presentation, I would make a video that had a voiceover or text on it so I wouldn't have to like stand in front and actually speak. So I'm just like amazed and really happy I've overcome that to now enjoy those speaking events and actually get paid for them. Crazy. I'm just amazed that all this started from one XXL Scrunchie. My first speaking event was with Intuit at their global all hands event in front of 7,000 of their employees, online and in person. They flew me to Mountain View campus in California. Jeff got to come too, and then we made a trip out of it. And they only discovered me from one of my YouTube videos, one that I didn't even want to post, the one that I said I was talking too much and that no one would care. They discovered me from that video. So again, imagine I never posted that video. It was such a pinch me moment, and it was just talking about me and my small business, so I didn't really have to prep anything. You know yourself better than anyone else, right? And if you say something slightly wrong, just fix it and you'll never know. That's the thing about speaking that I've learned. Like, no one's gonna know that you messed up. They're only gonna know if you like make it obvious. My next speaking event was with TikTok Canada for the Toronto Global Forum in October 2020. I got to talk about how TikTok changed my life. It impacted my small business and accelerated our growth. We also got to tour the TikTok headquarters in Toronto, and I got to make new TikTok friends as well that I still keep in touch with. My third event was at the Queenie West Chamber locally in my hometown. This one wasn't paid, but it was all about community. It was an all-women's event. It really meant so much to me, and again, I made so many connections. It felt so special to be part of that conversation. Then I had my fourth event in Vancouver where I got to meet the CEO of TikTok. I gave him some of my scrunchies for him and his family, and I shared our story again of how TikTok like blew up, changed my small business, changed our lives, and sold out our store multiple times, shipping worldwide now because of it. Then came when I aired on Dragon's Den in Canada. In February 2023, I applied to be on the show only because a producer emailed me, and she follows me on TikTok, and she said, hey, I think you should apply. And only because she emailed me, I applied. And then a couple weeks later, I got a call after I sent in my application and I got asked to go pitch to the Dragons. It was crazy. I still can't believe it. It's season 18, episode 9, if you guys haven't seen it yet. You might need a VPN though if you're outside of Canada to watch it from the link I provided. That one was a crazy one because like I've watched the show before and I thought it was so cool. I feel like almost every entrepreneur dreams about going on there, right? So that was just the craziest thing I feel like I've ever done and overcome. My 6th event was with Apple Canada. Can you believe one XXL Scrunchie led me to collaborate with Apple? That is like my dream brand. I've had like iPad Nanos. I've had like the first iPad. I've always had a Mac. Just obsessed. Just an Apple girl, you know? I got to share how I run my small business with Mac and iPhone. And again, they found me because they looked up Small Business Canada and I was one of the ones that showed up. And lastly, my 7th event is coming up with Brazen. In spring 2025, there's gonna be over 150 women at this event in my hometown. It's both like nerve-wracking but exciting because I just get to share my story and I just am talking about me and no one knows me better than me. At least that's what I tell myself to keep the nerves down. Each of these opportunities came from me putting myself out there online. I was nervous before when I started to film my videos and having to talk in front of the camera and stare straight at the camera. I would send these to my cousin and be like, do I sound weird? I feel like my voice sounds weird. But with practice, trust me, you get used to it. I started with one income stream, selling scrunchies online, quickly grew and got wholesale partnerships. Then the YouTube ad revenue, brand deals, affiliate links, and now speaking events. During the lockdown, because my business just started right before all of the pandemic happened, I poured every bit of energy and time I had into XXL Scrunchie. Even missing out on social time with friends and family. I was living at home with my parents at the time and my mom was like cooking dinner, breakfast. Well, I think I made breakfast, but lunch for me, just so I could keep focusing. I would just take breaks to eat. She was even helping me do my laundry. I think because she doesn't want me to use her machines, but she was helping me do my laundry so I could literally just focus on what I needed to do. It was a major sacrifice because I did miss out on a lot of birthdays that I normally would have made it to. But since moving, I was quite far from most of my friends, like at least a 2-hour drive, but that's 4 hours of work time. And I never realized the value of 5 minutes until I started running a small business. Like your time is priceless. Your time is so valuable. So just remember what you put your energy into and what you need to do and what you can hopefully one day end up delegating to save you time to focus on like what really grows the business. I'm so grateful for my family, like my mom and my dad and my brothers. They've been there every step of the way for this journey, even supporting me before through university, college, school, just being my family. I'm lucky I get to work with some of them every single day. I just honestly couldn't have done it without them. If I let perfectionism hold me back before or waited for the perfect moment, because there's no perfect moment to just start a business. You just gotta start. Then I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't have these 6 income streams. Yeah, I just wouldn't be here sharing this all with you today. My biggest lesson, well, one of them, has always been to just stay curious, stay open, be adaptable to the things the world is gonna bring you and the challenges that you're gonna have to overcome. I'm constantly listening to podcasts to learn new things about myself, how to stay calm, cool, and collected, how to not get overwhelmed. The biggest tip was just breathing. I had to go film this other video today, and I was feeling weirdly overwhelmed about having to leave work to go film it. And the podcast, it was by Rob Dial. I love listening to him. It was just about breathing. Just take right now a deep breath, 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then breathe it out 4 seconds. That instantly makes me calmer. Just little tips like that. I'm always trying to learn, grow, and be my best self. Thank you so much for watching this. If this video resonated with you, please leave a comment below and let's keep growing together. See you in the next video. Bye. Thank you for watching.